Hello again and welcome back to our course on Project 2019. In this section we're going to take a look at the organiser, and this is a very useful feature of Project 2019 whereby we can manage a number of entities including custom reports, custom views, tables and also program code. Now when we looked at views earlier on, I showed you how to make a custom view, and I'm going to revert back to a custom view that I made earlier in this course. And I'm going to apply it here to the wedding project. So we're going to jump back into view. We're going to go down to other views and more views. And I'm going to select DA Gantt Chart, which was my custom view that I set up. And click on apply. Now, if I had that view in this project and I really like it and think that I would like to be able to use that view in other projects, then how do I transfer it from this project for use in another project? Well, this is where we use the organizer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Backstage View, and on the info page, one of the options is Organize Global Template. And let's click on Organizer to bring up the Organizer dialog box. Now the first thing to note is that there are various things that I can manage with the Organizer, and I can choose between them using these tabs running across the top. So let's jump back to views because that's the one we're going to deal with. And what we basically have are two lists, so a left-hand list and a right-hand list. And by default, the left-hand list shows you the views. So in this case, because I've got views selected, I can see all of the views that are currently available within the global template. And the global template is really sort of a template for your installation of project. It's a general repository of each of those types of object. Now the right-hand list at the moment lists the views that are in the wedding project, so version 16 of the wedding project. Now below each of those lists I can choose what I want to see a list of. So for instance, on the left where I'm currently looking at what's in the global template, if I click on that drop down, you can see that apart from having the wedding project open, I've also got the bathroom refit exercise 8 version as well. And that has different views available to it. So the views that are available to the wedding project may not necessarily be available to other projects that I have. Now if I jump back to wedding version 16, you can see that one of the views I have available to me is DA Gantt Chart, and of course that's the one we applied at the start. So what I can do essentially is go over to the right hand column and change what I'm looking at in the bottom. So I'm going to change this to the exercise 8 of the bathroom refit, and I can essentially copy a view from the left hand side to the right hand side, so from wedding version 16 into exercise 8. So let me copy DA Gantt Chart across just by clicking that copy button in the middle. And now you can see there it is, available to our exercise 8 project. So let me close this down, and we're going to go back to the wedding project, and we have DA Gantt Chart currently applied because we did that previously. And if I switch to the exercise, so I'm going to use the switch windows option and go to exercise 8. If I click on other views in task views and down to more views, you'll see that DA Gantt Chart is now there. So I can very easily apply that. And if I hover over the Gantt Chart button, I can see now that DA Gantt Chart has also been applied to exercise 8. Now what I did there was to copy the DA Gantt Chart custom view from one project to another project. What I'm going to do now is switch back to the regular Gantt Chart. And then I'm going to go back to the organizer, so File, Organizer, and I'm going to delete the DA Gantt Chart view from exercise 8. So exercise 8 is currently showing in the right hand side of the screen. I'm going to click DA Gantt Chart and I'm going to use the delete button in the middle to delete that out. Now let me close this and go back to exercise 8 of the bathroom refit project. And once again, if I go up to other views and more views, Now, this is a bit curious. You can still see DA Gantt chart there. Now, because we've deleted it, you might expect that to be gone from this list. And the reason it isn't is because not only do I see custom views that are in the project, but I also see custom views that are in the global template. So strictly speaking, I don't really need to copy something like DA Gantt chart into every individual project. I can access it from the global template. But supposing I wanted to pass this project file on to somebody else to use, somebody who wasn't using my global template, or maybe somebody who's using a different installation of project, the way that I could pass to them a custom view or custom report is to include it in the actual project file that I'm handing over to them, which is where that process that we've just done would come into play. So it's a really important point about managing and moving custom entities in Project 2019. Now, if I really did want to get rid of the DA Gantt chart altogether, let me go back into the organizer again. And let me now look at the global template. So I'm looking here on the left-hand side, global template. And what I could do is delete it out of the global template instead. So I could select DA Gantt chart and click on delete. And let's go back and go up to other views and down to more views. And you'll see that this time it's now missing from that list. So that's it on custom views. Please join me in the next section.